For decades, Cliff Richard was seen as the smiling face of British pop music, a symbol of charm and success. Yet behind the bright lights, chart-topping singles, and public adoration lay a life of private struggles. Triumphs in music were paired with personal loss, heartbreak, and public scandals that threatened to define him. From his early years in India to superstardom in Britain, Cliff Richard's journey is as much about resilience as fame. This is the story of a man whose music inspired millions, while his personal battles tested him in ways the public could never fully see. Early life in India and move to Britain. Cliff Richard, born Harry Roger Webb, entered the world in Lucknow, India, during the final years of British colonial rule. His earliest memories were of sunlight, warmth, and comfort, a stark contrast to what awaited him in Britain. Political unrest forced his family to leave India, embarking on a long voyage to England. Post-war Britain was harsh. Scarcity, rationing, and uncertainty defined his new life. Settling in Hertfordshire, Harry faced a world far removed from his childhood. This displacement left a lasting mark, fueling a fierce determination to succeed. Music became both escape and purpose, shaping the path that would redefine his identity. Reinventing himself as Cliff, Richard teenage Harry Webb was captivated by the raw energy of American rock and roll. Inspired by icons like Elvis Presley and Little Richard, he dreamed not of blending in but of standing out. By his late teens, Harry shed his birth name and emerged as Cliff Richard, a persona crafted to exude strength, energy, and confidence. Alongside his backing band, first called the Drifters and later the Shadows, he recorded his debut single, Move It, a sharp, rebellious sound unlike anything British audiences had heard. Overnight, Cliff became Britain's first true rock and roll star, igniting a teenage frenzy and redefining pop music in the UK. The birth of a British rock icon. The response to Cliff Richard was extraordinary. Teenagers fainted, screamed, and chased him through streets, marking the UK's first wave of rock hysteria. Unlike his contemporaries, Cliff's appeal was not just about music. He represented a cultural shift. He introduced a dangerous, thrilling sound to British audiences, creating a uniquely homegrown idol in a world previously dominated by American stars. His rise was meteoric, and he quickly became the symbol of youthful rebellion. Yet, beneath the charisma and fame, Cliff wrestled with insecurities, masking vulnerability with swagger. This tension would shape both his music and his approach to life. Choosing faith over fame. At the height of his success, Cliff Richard made a choice few could have predicted. In the 1960s, amidst the backdrop of rebellion and counterculture, he publicly embraced Christianity at a Billy Graham event. This declaration shocked fans and industry insiders alike. Record executives feared the end of his career, thinking faith and pop stardom could not coexist. Some even imagined he would leave music entirely. Cliff wrestled with these doubts but ultimately decided to merge his beliefs with his music. By integrating faith into his life and stage persona, he became the first British pop star to openly maintain his convictions without sacrificing commercial success. Personal transformation and loss. Cliff's embrace of faith brought personal clarity but came with significant sacrifices. His father died when Cliff was only 21, leaving him responsible for his mother and sisters. Later, he endured the slow decline of his mother to Alzheimer's, caring for her with unwavering devotion. These experiences strengthened his resilience, but complicated his personal life. Relationships faltered as romantic partners struggled with the demands of his career and responsibilities. One poignant romance ended in a heartbreaking letter, where Cliff admitted he had to prioritize family and career over marriage. Despite these sacrifices, his faith and integrity remained the guiding force in his life. The love that never was among his fleeting romances, one relationship stood apart. In the early 1970s, Cliff worked with young Australian singer Olivia Newton-John on a television show. Their chemistry was immediate, both musically and personally, and a friendship blossomed into something deeper for Cliff. Yet Olivia's heart was elsewhere, entwined in a complicated relationship with Bruce Welch. For Cliff, it was a rare opportunity for love that ultimately could not materialize. Despite the personal disappointment, he continued to channel emotion into his music, forging an unmatched legacy. Love for Cliff Richard often came second to duty, career, and family, shaping the man behind the fame. Enduring success. Amid changing music, while groups like the Beatles and the Rolling Stones transformed British music, Cliff Richard endured, maintaining a career defined by consistency and adaptability. He sold over 250 million records worldwide and received numerous honors, including a knighthood and the OBE. Beyond music, he devoted himself to charity work, advocating for children's causes and speaking publicly about faith. Despite evolving musical trends and public expectations, he remained true to himself, refusing to chase fleeting popularity. His longevity was rooted in resilience, talent, and integrity, setting him apart from contemporaries who rose fast but fell just as quickly in the volatile pop world. The BBC raid and public humiliation. In 2014, Cliff Richard faced the darkest chapter of his life. While at home in Portugal, he watched live footage of police helicopters circling his house in Berkshire. The BBC had tipped off the public and broadcast the raid, alleging he had assaulted a man during a 1980s Billy Graham rally. The claim quickly fell apart. The accuser cited a room that never existed, and key witnesses were ignored. Yet for nearly 2 years, Cliff endured intense public scrutiny, lost sleep, and withdrew from normal life. The media spectacle turned his private home into a stage, subjecting him to humiliation and emotional trauma. Fighting for justice. Eventually, prosecutors dropped the case due to lack of evidence, but the damage remained. Cliff felt the official verdict, insufficient evidence, was inadequate, as it failed to restore his reputation. In 2018, the High Court recognized that his right to privacy had been violated, awarding him damages and prompting stricter press guidelines on unproven allegations. While the legal victory offered some justice, the emotional scars endured. A career built over 6 decades was overshadowed by a raid and rumor. For Cliff, the ordeal was a painful reminder that fame could turn into vulnerability, and even a life of achievement could be undermined by media sensationalism. Resilience amid trials. Despite heartbreak, loss, and public humiliation, Cliff Richard endured. His story is one of extraordinary resilience, marked by unwavering faith, dedication to music, and commitment to family. From the dislocation of childhood to superstardom, and from love lost to legal battles, he navigated life with integrity. His legacy is not only musical but moral, a reminder that personal values and courage can coexist with fame. Even in the face of adversity, he continued performing, recording, and inspiring generations, proving that true strength lies in perseverance and self-belief, beyond public applause or criticism. Legacy of a legend. Cliff Richard's life encapsulates the duality of celebrity, dazzling triumphs and deep personal struggles. He gave the world chart-topping hits, unforgettable performances, and charitable contributions, yet endured private hardships that would have broken many. His story illustrates the costs of fame, the price of faith, and the power of resilience. Cliff remains a symbol of British music history, a man who faced loss, heartbreak, and betrayal, yet emerged with dignity intact. Through every challenge, he showed that talent, conviction, and perseverance can outlast both trends and scandal, leaving an enduring mark on culture and hearts worldwide. Conclusion. Triumph through adversity. Cliff Richard's journey is a testament to resilience and authenticity. From a childhood in India to superstardom in Britain, from private heartbreak to public scandal, he navigated life with courage. His music, faith, and determination shaped a generation, while his personal trials highlighted the human cost of fame. Even when institutions failed him, he endured. His story reminds us that true strength is measured not just by achievements, but by how one withstands adversity. Cliff Richard's legacy, forged in both light and shadow, remains an inspiring tale of perseverance, integrity, and unbroken spirit.